Hey, what's up with Sean Baligian?
What up? This is Joique Bell here on the Baligian and Bell Show.
Make sure you check us out on the Woodward Sports Network. If you only were able to see what we had to endure for the last, 60 seconds to be precise? I don't want you guys to argue over mere seconds again, okay?
Look at that.
See, this is what, you know what? I want to talk to Terry.
These people around here are crazy.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I came in here and they said, Terry, why don't you do something? Come on the Woodward Sports Network. I'm like, man, okay, cool. So I'm like, damn, this dude's nuts. You argue and fight,
constantly,
all kinds of stuff.
Constantly. It doesn't stop. Only Grammy Whammy's going to be able to save this. That's the only one. Because Joique and Art both listen to Grammy Whammy. That's it. That's, Terry, if you don't know who Grammy Whammy is, Joique's grandmother joins us on the show. Shout out to Grammy Whammy.
Okay.
She's the only one that can bring the peace between these two. Because, no joke, Terry's right. They started 1 minute in, Art yelling, go back to lunch with the Lions. Joique's yelling, we started 11, not 10:59 and 52 seconds. I mean, we're having real conversations like that.
We are, because people don't know how to do their jobs correctly.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, shut the noise.
Shut the front door.
Hear that.
Shut the front door.
Oh, yeah, shut the front door.
Shut the front door.
It's kind of warm in here today. I don't know if you
guys
guys
really
knew
warm
that.
here.
Yeah, it's
it's just
warm.
being accountable. Like, am I not doing my job if I'm not holding people around me and myself accountable? Like, I hold myself accountable first. He wants me to be here 15 minutes early. I get here an hour early. And then he makes me wait to adjust my camera. Like, quit being just disrespectful. Anyway.
You know who's been disrespectful to you? Me. And I want to apologize for it right now.
How's that?
I've been around here for a few months, and I haven't done this. Hey,
oh my God.
Hey, ho. So I'm thinking, man. But see, I'm trying to be professional around here, so I don't do all this stuff. But I want to apologize. My bad.
Hey, you're fine.
All right.
Tournament coming up today. He's Terry Foster, by the way. Did we, ladies and gentlemen? Terry Foster.
What up?
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Tournament coming on today. Of course, Michigan State underway at 11:30. Question that I have right away, okay? Michigan State, Maryland played just a couple weeks ago. Maryland worked them, okay? 18-point win, all right? What was it, 12 days ago? I think it was 12 days ago. Maryland does that today. I think a lot of people assumed, and you know what they say about assumed, out of you and me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make a A out of you.
A lot of people have assumed that Michigan State is in. They're just in. Okay. Let's say it's a repeat performance of what transpired 11, 12 days ago, whatever it was. Terry, isn't that putting some pressure on the neck?
It does, but Michigan State in the tournament is money. If we were talking about Middle Tennessee having to beat Maryland and have the same resume as Michigan State, they might be in trouble. But I think that the committee is going to say, you know what, they beat these 3 top 10 teams. They beat Michigan. If it was me personally, I think they should have some more work to do, because if you get booted in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, that's not good. But I think they look at Michigan State, okay, they made the 7 Final Fours, they have a national championship, there's Tom Izzo. That I think they're going to get some brownie points because of that.
Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know what? I always use the term credit line. That they have a credit line that other teams don't have. And I'm not sitting here saying it's right.
Hey, you know what the funny thing it is about credit lines? You got to pay it back eventually.
Yeah, sure. But here's the deal. I'm going to use this analogy again. If you had Northwestern with the exact same resume that Michigan State has, chances are Northwestern people are sitting here right now, right this second, saying, Well, Northwestern most definitely has to win this game against Maryland, and they might have to win another game.
But do you know why? Because I don't want to see Northwestern in the tournament. That's why.
You don't like those purple jerseys?
No, it's a bullshit program. I mean, they're cute in football and everything, but when I think about basketball,
It goes back to credit line. It really does.
I think of Northern Illinois before I think of Northwestern.
So you're not saying let the kids settle it on the court. You're saying this is what I want to see in it. Is that fair?
That plays a role in. I think the committee, they'll never admit it.
It just does.
But you want to see Michigan State, you want to see Duke, you want to see Kentucky, and so I've seen.
Speaking of Duke, are they in it?
They might be out of it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think. No, but Terry, I think you and I are saying the exact same thing. I mean, really. I mean, it's that's the credit line that I speak of. Joique, you're absolutely right. The fact of the matter is, if we can all be adults, Terry, you said it best. They're never going to admit it. That's just the way it is.
Life is not fair.
Duke is going to get in over Clemson. If they have the exact same resume, okay, people are going to open that door and say, "Come on in, Coach K," and they're going to let them in.
And you know who's not going to bitch about it? Me. I won't say anything.
No,
You won't say anything.
Nope.
that's a
Only the fans of that particular school are going to complain.
absolutely.
All right.
It
No,
doesn't
and some
affect you until it
basketball
affects you.
purists, we
Yeah.
have the basketball
I'm
purists.
purist.
This is not fair. And blah, blah.
Oh.
But, it's about TV ratings. It's about
Oh,
exposure.
all right, here it go. Here it go.
Do you disagree with that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Really?
We had this conversation before when we talked about the NCAA playoffs in Division I and Division II. Basically saying it's not fair to the kids. Well, what's not fair to the kids? Did every kid get a fair shot? Or is it about the money? Is it about the ratings? We talked about this before.
All right. But, Honey Bun, let me tell you something. People don't care
Honey
about
Bun.
the kids. They
Honey
don't
Bun.
care. Yeah, I called you Honey Bun.
No, you ain't call
Take
me
it.
Honey Bun.
They
You ain't call
don't
me Honey
care
Bun.
about the
You
kids.
ain't call me Honey Bun.
I
Listen,
just-
listen here, Toots.
Oh, we're gonna have Jim Rome and Chris Everett thing again.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, so let's get back on MSU report. When they played Maryland last time, it was a shutout. I mean, they blew them out 73-55. And when I look back at the numbers from when MSU beat Ohio State and they came back and they beat Illinois, they shot they shot 52% and 45%, if I'm not mistaken, and they won those games. Now, when they lost to Maryland, they shot 33% to Maryland's 45%, and in order for MSU to be a contender, they have to shoot the ball well. And I believe they had over four. They're undefeated when they have 4 players on the team scoring double digits. So they have to score in order to be successful. And that's just through my analysis of watching them play and pulling up the numbers. The eyes in the sky and the numbers don't lie. So
But here's the other thing Michigan State has to have. They have to have a 5, 6, 7, 8 minute stretch where they strangle you defensively. You're absolutely right. They got to shoot the ball. But if their defense lags as it has a little bit this year, then they're not going to win. It's just a different concept at Michigan State. They got they got the shoulder pads and we're tough and we rebound. They don't rebound and play defense. They can shoot 45% and still lose. Doesn't matter to them.
Well, you have to remember, I mean, one kind of forgotten thing in this, and we need to take a quick break in a second, is, okay, Maryland is playing for their life as well now, too. Maryland's sitting back saying the exact same thing. Hey, we're in a position right now, if we take care of this team, that suddenly everybody's talking about it, they're in. One of the guys, I forget who it was, I was perusing Twitter after Michigan State beat Michigan, and one of the big names out there wrote Michigan State Sharpie, on Sunday. And I was like, I don't know. Look, do I think they're in? I do. I'm not going to pull out my Sharpie and mark them in just yet, especially if they get worked by Maryland
Yeah,
today.
don't bet your life on it.
No, I'm not doing it. Sorry. Not doing it. If they get worked today, we're going to find the answer to that out in a couple hours. If they get worked today, I don't know. If I'm Maryland, I'm going to sit back and go, what the hell are you guys talking about? We just beat them twice in the last 12 days. And people are calling us on the bubble? What are we doing here?
Well, the thing that happens in sports is things change all the time. But I think we have people who are quote unquote authorities want to be the first one to say this team is in. They want to be the first one to have the cement dry.
Yeah.
But the cement doesn't dry because basketball, football, what is an ongoing thing. And, you know, me personally, if Michigan State gets worked by Maryland, I'm sorry, I'm putting Maryland in before Michigan State. I know what they did, but that's me. I'm not on the committee, though.
That's only if they win this morning.
If they work them, yeah.
Yeah, they have to win.
How could you argue that?
I can't. And just to be clear, when they played Illinois, they shot 54%. 54%. When they played Ohio State, they shot 48%. So for me, they have to shoot well in order to win.
Well, and I think that's a crazy thing that we'll get into again before the game starts. Is, I mean, what you've seen with Michigan State this year is incredible highs and incredible lows. Like, which Spartan team's going to show up? I know that everybody just thinks Izzo March and he's going to sprinkle his fairy dust and everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. They're going to find a way. Yeah. That hasn't been the MO of this team. You know, when people have done that in the past with past Tom Izzo teams, you're talking about a team with a far better record, and we're just, you know, at that point in time, we're talking about, well, is Michigan State going to be a 3 seed or are they going to be a 6 seed? This team, we're wondering if they're going to get in. Duke's in the same position right now, as we mentioned earlier. Listen, in case you're just joining us, Duke's out today. They had to beat, a lot of people felt they had to beat Florida State today to punch their ticket in. Well, they're not playing Florida State today.
Why is that?
What does that mean? COVID. So what does that mean for the tournament next week? Well, the tournament next week might be out anyway if it's a positive test, right?
True. But, brother man, don't be surprised if the committee says, well, you know, Duke got screwed because of COVID, because they want them in. I wouldn't be surprised if Duke still made it. Now, if we're being fair and honest and everything, Duke should not be in the NCAA tournament. However, it's Mike Krzyzewski, Team USA coach. It's Duke, their resume. They've won multiple national championships. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a real tough conversation for them to keep them out of the tournament, even though they're not playing today.
Usual suspects.
Yep. Usual suspects mean something, man. It just does. Really does. I always say it with college football. You know, we'll talk about that a little bit. I mean, going back a decade ago, a lot of Spartan fans are saying, when are we going to get our respect? Well, guess what? You have to keep winning. You know, and then all of a sudden you start to be mentioned in that same breath. Don't go anywhere. Terry Foster sitting in with us today. Joique Bell as well. Coming up, I can't wait. I purposely, true story, I did not want to hear anything about Joique's Lions lunch yesterday. Okay, so he started talking about lion lunch, and I was walking around like this. La 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 la. I didn't want to hear anything. I went.
Yeah, but
full
you know
Jack
what you need to do? You need to give this man some respect, because he can do something that none of us can do.
Ooh.
And that is put us behind the curtain. He goes behind the curtain. So you better show him some love. I'm telling you.
Much love, much respect. You know that.
Much respect. I'm learning. I'm learning from Sean every day.
Oh boy,
so.
You're in deep trouble. Joique Bell, Terry Foster, Sean Baligian. So glad you could join us. It's a Thursday morning right here on Woodward Sports.
Hey Joey, are the cookies ready? Joey. Why is one missing?
I walked on the floor.
Joey, open your mouth.
Dang it, I got busted, but that was so worth it. I'm here at Crumble Cookies off of Rochester Road, right by the Imagine Theaters, and I'll tell you, these are the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life. I am not exaggerating, so come try them out. Free cookie day this Friday.
All right, so Terry's dealing with something crappy right now that we got to get into in a moment, but I want to talk to you about something that might just make you happy.
Oh, Lord.
My bookie. March Madness right around the corner. My bookie's offering a shot at a share of $10,000 with the My Bracket contest, and it's only a single dollar entry. NBA tipping off every other day. Not one, two UFC pay-per-view cards. Plenty of NHL action. and it's all right at your fingertips. So regardless of your favorite player or team, whether you're betting first or third period totals, you've got a choice from thousands of lines and prop bets on all sports, and it's at one place. It's at MyBookie. But you have to take the initiative here, folks. Get a head start by signing up today with promo code Woodward, and they'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That is free cash credited to your account instantly on top of your deposit. Now, the best part is, I think those that are already doing this know this, it's all at your fingertips. It's right here. You have access on action wherever you are. Visit the website online or on your phone at mybookie.ag and use promo code Woodward to grab yourself a deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. All right? So as I mentioned, we're going to hear about Lion Lunch in just a minute, okay?
I want to hear about it.
It was a good talk. It was a good time.
You know what?
It was a
You know
good
what
time.
sucks right now, and I'm serious. Terry, you got hacked.
My Twitter account is hacked. I have no control of my Twitter account, and it happened at 4:15 this morning. And I tried to log on this morning just to have some fun, and it said that my username is no good, my password is no good, I don't exist. So I'm like, did I insult somebody? Did I get the Donald Trump treatment and get knocked off of Twitter? And then I think young Joseph around here, Joey, who I call Full Court, looked into it, and somebody is taking control of my Twitter account. So, which means if I call you an asshole or talk about your mama or something, that's not me, that's somebody else.
You know what? Can I tweet at Gladys C4? That's the name, like on Terry's thing right now.
I think that's the thing.
It's Terry Foster. There's a picture of Terry, and then it says at Gladys C4. Like
Is that a babe, Gladys,
I don't
or
know.
Gladys?
Here, did you see that yet?
Yeah, I did see it. Let me see
I
here.
can I tweet at you and say, hey, give Terry his account back?
Yeah.
Yeah, do something, because I'm addicted to the damn thing.
All right, Terry,
Go ahead,
I'm going to
Fish.
reach
What you
out
got,
to you
Fish?
right now. I'm going to.
So the person that hacked Terry's account, I don't know if it's still there, but a couple minutes ago, the hacker did not remove any of his tweets. So his tweets are still there. All the hacker did was change the whatever.
Now, are they tweeting stuff in my name?
Not as of right now. They probably
All right.
will.
That's just somebody just wanted to dick with me. I think
Yeah,
that's
they
what
just,
it
they
is.
just wanted to change the tag or whatever.
That's probably
That's
your
all
wife.
they
She probably
did.
found out you was doing this show. I'm trying to get that with you.
This is Fauci's revenge.
Actually, Dr. Fauci called during the morning show, and it had nothing to do with me sneaking out. It had to do, she wanted my son to get my mother, take her to get her COVID shot. So it's nothing to do with this. I'm still, and in fact, Dr. Fauci's going to let me out the house the middle of April after I get my second shot.
Oh,
That's great
awesome.
news.
Yes.
Good deal.
So
Oh,
I
I'd
don't
love
have
to
to
hear
sneak
that.
around anymore.
Good.
Yeah, I just tweeted, give Terry his account back, and I tagged Twitter on there. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I got
Yeah.
your back.
Thank you.
I got your back.
And
Those
the other
sounds
thing,
like
how
good
come
people.
Twitter never gave me a damn blue check mark too?
Because they're been stingy with the check marks. They've always been stingy with the check marks.
I know,
Like
but I
any
see
other.
some
Okay.
people with a couple
Sean, do you have one?
thousand.
But you know what? Listen, to Terry's point, listen, there are people, let's be brutally honest here, and if you're one of those people, you're going to feel great guilt and shame, and it's not my fault. There are plenty of people that have that blue check mark next to their name that have no business having that blue check mark.
That
next
is
to their
true.
name. That's just, I mean, it is. It's like, I
The-
can't.
The
people I
mama
know-
and daddy and Uncle Ben follow them, and they get a blue check mark.
Like what? Why do you have a blue check mark next to your name? What I'm trying to what do you bring to the table that means you should have a quote unquote blue check mark? I don't even know how to do it. How do you do it? Is there a way to do it? Seriously,
well,
I have no
there's
idea.
several ways. Sometimes Twitter just gives it to you, and then you can apply for it. They have these little things. I've applied for it 3 times, and
That's just, I mean, you apply for it, but you really have to know somebody who knows somebody to get it. It's like that on IG. They say, well, anybody can go ask for it, but they're not going to give it to anyone. They're not going to do it.
So if I wanted to do it, since Joique, you have the blue check mark, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah.
Then since I know somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody, maybe you can get Terry and I blue check marks.
You have to know a guy that knows the guy for that one.
no. What he's saying,
Yeah, it's a
that's
very
true.
slim chance.
But don't ask me. I'm not going to help you out. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And I
tried to
did
help-
this for you.
Listen, I tried to get 4 people. No, actually, like 4 or 5, right? And out of 5, I got 1. Out of 5, I got 1. And I tried multiple times, like 3 or 4 times with the ones who didn't get it, and it still didn't work.
Yeah, but you probably trying to get people on there with like 200 followers or something.
Nah.
I got 140,000.
No, the one guy had over 200.
200,000 or 200?
No, over 200,000. One guy had over 200,000. The other person had over like 80. The other person had 180. The other person had over 200, and they didn't. None of them got it. And the one that had the least amount, 10,000, is the one who got it.
Yeah.
Which is
So
kinda
you
weird.
don't have that much clout around here then?
Nope. But
So
I tell you this.
basically, what you're telling me is I have no snowball's chance. In
No, that
Hades.
was just some reverse psychology he just tried to do. So, yep, I don't have any clout here.
I don't even know how many.
But he does. He's just trying to say, I don't want to be bothered with you guys. That's
No,
what
man,
he's saying.
I do anything for you, Sean.
You know what? People are liking and retweeting. It's almost like a free Terry movement. We should hashtag
Go ahead.
free
Just
Terry.
keep going.
Just give Terry his account back. What?
Yeah, I can't be a jerk this afternoon when I go home and get on Twitter.
Yeah.
I can't say hi to people. I can't do anything.
What the hell? I don't.
And why me? Why you picking on me? I'm a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
I don't go on there dogging people. Now, my account it's a free for all on there sometimes. People argue with each other, but that's not my fault.
I don't miss that. Oh my God! I used to. You know what? People used to tell me all the time, and I honestly, I wasn't trying to do it. Well, sometimes I did, but like Facebook, like the arguments that would blow up, and I went like that. It's just like it gets to be too much, man. It's just
Why? I love it.
It's constant.
It's not argument, it's debating. It's debating. I like to debate. I don't argue.
Joique, here's the thing that Terry and I have probably dealt with more than you. This is just a guess, okay? There are human beings out there that take this way too seriously, okay?
Absolutely.
Way too seriously.
Take what too seriously?
Sports, and if they feel like, you're always dogging Michigan, man. You're always dogging this. There are people, I have been sent some of the strangest. There was one guy that sent me the address to my house, and I was like, dude, you need help. Like, and I go, I'm not even being funny right now.
No,
like
that's not funny.
He went in my Facebook and sent me this message just to show me that he knew where I lived. And I said to him, I go, I'm not being funny. You need to go get some help. Like, we're talking about sports. And you want to show me you know where I live? Like, God bless you. Go get some help, man. There's something wrong upstairs. For somehow us to get from point A to point X.
That was a warning. That was a warning he got. He
Well,
sent you,
my
he
warning,
sent you a warning.
my warning to him is this: you come near my house and I'll put a bullet in your fucking head.
Oh,
That's how's that?
that's
Is that
a-
good?
that's
And
as strong as you-
I have no problem paying my thing for that. Like,
Yeah.
you got issues, bro. You're mad because I made some sports take that pissed you off, and you're gonna show me how big and bad you are by sending me my address where my children sleep.
Yeah.
I feel like Godfather 2 right now.
all right. Let me apologize for doing
God.
that. Don't shoot me.
Favor. Do me
That's
a
some sick
favor.
folks
Right?
out there.
Right? I mean, it's
There's gonna come a time.
So I like literally. I mean, I'm Terry, and I'm
good.
sure you've had to deal with it. You
Oh,
just
they're
at
pretty good.
that point, I just go, all right, dude. You know, there are just some people that you get. It gets old. It gets old.
There's some people with some problems upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
is.
and then, but see, from their standpoint, they're nobodies, and if they can get under the skin of somebody who's got a little cachet in the world, that's a victory for them.
You never show it though. That's the thing. You never. You can't. And that's what I told him. I messaged him back. I was like, dude, I hope you get the help you need. There's something wrong upstairs. I hope you get the help you
Did he
need.
reply back?
No. What do you say to that? You know, if anything, I hope it woke him up. Like, man, I can't believe.
He's just one. You
Did
know,
I really just do that?
You know what? But you know what it is though. Sometimes they do that just to get a reaction from you, or get a response. And then once you get a response, oh, I was just joking. I just wanted to I just wanted to get your attention. Why are people that?
No, they are.
Thirsty for attention.
I used to get the worst emails and the worst things from people, just calling me all kinds of names. They want to kill me and everything. And then some of them would call. I had this voicemail with the Detroit News, and just called me all kinds of pussies and everything. And this one dude called me up and said, you know, you're this, that, and he just kept going on. He said, you're such a pussy. I'm gonna leave my phone number, and you're gonna be too much of a pussy to call.
You call him?
Oh hell yeah, I called. I was like BBB as soon as I can. Nicest dude in the world.
It's amazing how that works out, isn't
Hey,
it?
T, I really love you. I was having a bad day. He had something with
you.
his woman. I said, dude, but you just called me a motherfucker and said I was a bitch. Now we're talking, and now you the bitch.
Yeah.
You know,
You did what you told him?
they
That's
never
what-
meant it. You know, it's all love and all this kind of crap. I've done that like probably 3 or 4
I
times.
can't tell
Every
you.
time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nicest people in the world when you actually talk to them.
Grad people said, Sean takes this too seriously. People crazy as hell, man. Woodward Sports. Look at that.
I take it too seriously when some random stranger texts me my address.
Yeah, that's
Facebooked-
dangerous. That's
Facebooked-
dangerous
He Facebooked you.
because he could be in the bushes or something like that.
Come on now. I don't know. It doesn't go over real well.
Hey,
you know?
but before we leave, because MSU is about to start playing the game in the next 5 minutes, and we're up against the break. When we come back, I want to talk about my time with Detroit yesterday.
Lion lunch.
Yeah, this
Can't
is
wait
very
to-
important.
This makes me. I can't
I'll
wait
talk
to hear
about
about lion lunch.
All right, stay tuned.
I want the full menu too.
Want the full menu.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has some good food. It has some good food. That's some good food.
Save it.
Any
I
booze?
got you. No. They have any booze.
Damn.
Saving that for the season, team.
No drinking on the job. Here you go.
All right, Woodward Sports. Terry Foster in with us on a Thursday morning. Joique Bell, lion lunch next.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Foster with us for one more segment. We appreciate that greatly.
Yeah.
Arthur.
He's got to do his read for Northwestern Tech.
Oh, I was doing my read for Northwestern.
Yeah,
Tech.
go
I'm
ahead.
done.
Thanks, Sean.
It's
you
okay.
want you want to start
okay.
over? Doodle,
Hey.
doodle, doodle, rewind.
Here you go. Start a new industry, in the industry that is always essential. The heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu.
Back to you, Sean.
Back to you, Sean.
Hello, good morning. Terry Foster with us. One more segment before he has to go to an important business meeting. Terry, yesterday, I'm going to let Joique explain this. Yesterday was Lion Lunch Day.
It was Lion Lunch Day, and it was weird because as I pulled into the parking lot, like everybody was pulling at the exact same time I was, right? So you had Rob Sims, you had Lomas Brown, you had Mr. Spillman. So we all get there. Spillman is actually already upstairs with the rest of the staff and Miss Sheila Ford Hemp. And then I get there and we walk upstairs and it's just a room full of a lot of guys. And funny thing is, my former coach, Curtis Mockins, his son is now a part of the staff, Jet Mockins.
Okay.
Right. And so it was funny because I met Jet when he was a freshman in high school when I played for the Bills. So about 11 years ago. And so we get there. I meet Brad Holmes. I have about 10 to 15 minute discussion with Miss Ford Hemp. Was able to chop it up with Deuce Staley for a second. And it was great energy, great vibes in there. And they had a panel for us. So basically it was me, Lomas, Rob Sims, and Mr. Spillman. So we sat down and it was actually, they were interviewing us. It's just how was it during your time here with Detroit? How was your time here playing? What's the culture? What did you bring to the culture? What did you learn from being here? And why did you decide to stay here when you finished? And so they went down the whole line, and Dan Campbell is the one that's doing he's emceeing the entire event. And so I have a conversation with him before, and what they want to do is they want to get more of the alumni involved with the team, right? And I think that's great. I think that's something that we were lacking. I think that's something that we were lacking before. And even with speaking with Miss Ford Hemp, it was refreshing to hear her take on the process that she went through. I asked her about we were competing with hiring minorities with Tampa Bay. And I said, did that play a major part in your selecting of the coaching staff and or the staff in general? And she said that we brought it to our attention in the meeting, but we wasn't going to compromise hiring the best person for the job. And it just so happened they were the best people for the job as well. And so that was reassuring to me to hear that, and that she's taking accountability and bringing that on the forefront in the Lions facility or in the organization. And so it was refreshing to hear that. We talked about her going into those meetings with them doing the drafting, the draft boards, and seeing the players that they want to bring in. We was able to. She said she wanted to go on there and kind of see their thought process, and she said, I'm not making any decisions. I just want to see what their thought process is going into the draft.
I
just
don't have
want to
any
know.
problem with
There's
that.
no problem with that.
I have zero problem with that.
And it was funny because when we talked about it on the show, I said that I commended her going into those meetings, not saying that she's making decisions, but she's learning their thought process on why they're making the decision that they're making.
Will you hold that thought for a second? Because I want to ask Terry. Terry,
Here's my first thing. My first thought. First of all, I didn't have lunch with her. I love Sheila Ford Hamp. I do, seriously. I know these words are probably going to haunt me at some point, but you brought up the fact they want players to be more involved. Players have been begging for this for decades. I can tell you a story. Lomas Brown, they told him, you're going to be an assistant coach. We want you to help our offensive line. He even got a coach's shirt, but he never coached the Detroit. Something happened, and all of a sudden people got selective memory. Why we don't remember giving you. So what Lomas did is he coached DeBrickashaw Ferguson, who was with the Jets, I believe, at the time, and their offensive line. Guys have said, we're alumni of the Lions. We know you've had your problems, but we want to make you better. And a lot of guys were really angry when they hired Matt Millen because they said, what about us? You have all these former Lion players, and some of them with front office experience. You're not even giving us a sniff. So they were upset about that. But it shows now that they want to get you guys involved. Yeah. That I think this is Sheila Ford saying, we know what happened in the past. We're going to at least change this part.
Yeah.
We're going to get you guys involved.
Terry, I tell Joique all the time, the last few years, they started doing this homecoming thing, right?
Right.
And guys from our era came back. I can't tell you how many times on the air, but specifically off the air, you talked to a guy from 25, 30 years ago who looked you straight in the eye and said, I never thought I'd come back here again.
Yeah.
I never felt wanted. A lot of my teammates felt the same way. It was just like, we're done. Best of luck in the rest of your life. Have a great life. And that, Joique, that's real. That is real from a lot
now,
of
next time you have lunch, I will throw this in the suggestion box. In previous Lions regimes, star players never felt like they were part of the process. They were just viewed as employees by the Fords. No, Barry Sanders should have been a partner. You should have a partnership with Barry Sanders. You should have a partnership with Calvin Johnson. You should have a partnership with Matthew Stafford, where they.
Is that when he's done? Or right now?
No. When he was playing here.
Oh, okay.
It's a partnership, because then if you have a partnership, you never want to leave. You never want to just say, okay, it's 11 o'clock on a Thursday. I think I'm going to leave this franchise. But the Fords always said, no, you're my employee. For instance, let's look at New Orleans. You don't think Drew Brees was in a partnership with the New Orleans Saints? You don't think Peyton Manning, when he was in Indianapolis, was in a partnership with that team? LeBron James, wherever he is.
Who walked away? Peyton, or was he released?
Everybody gets old, dude. That never.
Right, put like this: when he walked away, did he retire? Or did he continue playing?
He continued playing, but
right. Did he win the Super Bowl?
He had a partnership with that team. Here's the thing: athletes never feel that they're finished, but at some point, the organization's got to say, "Okay, he's old, he's used up." That's business.
Joique, I feel you. I understand what you're saying. And Peyton went on and won a Super Bowl. A lot of that was because of Denver's D. Yeah. But this is where I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Death not an option. Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning, who you got at that point in time? I'll take Andrew Luck
Yeah,
all
I'll
day.
take Andrew Luck.
You know, and that's unfortunate that that's the business side that Terry was just talking about.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, here we go with another Godfather quote again. Nothing personal, it's just business. You're
business.
right, in a perfect world, Peyton would have been able to ride off into the sunset. He and Irsay are singing cowboy songs together, maybe
that's-
singing the
then
ABC
that's
song
not a
that Fish
partnership
told
then.
us about,
Then
right?
that's not a partnership.
No,
No.
it is a partnership, but that partnership is going to disintegrate
Now I'm gonna tell you
because you get old.
What's the partnership is Drew Brees. He's walking away from a team and he's retiring. That's a partnership.
And what are they
I would
saying
say
about
Kelvin.
that?
I would say Kelvin Johnson was a partnership. I would say that you're walking away from a team and you're retiring.
Well, you guys you've turned into a businessman, and I say that with respect. You know that, okay? So I think maybe in the rearview mirror, you understand the business side of things more. If they wanted to welcome Peyton back into the Indianapolis Colt family, that should be a lifetime thing. He's not a Bronco. Even though he won a Super Bowl there, he's not a Bronco. So to Terry's point, Terry, I agree with you. It's like there's business, but then there's the personal part. The personal part should be Peyton Manning will always be a Colt. That should be.
And Calvin Johnson is not a partnership because from this standpoint, Calvin Johnson said, "You guys are so bad. I'd rather sit on my couch than play for you guys. I'm out of here."
No, that's not what happened at all. That's not what happened at all.
Oh, he wanted to play for the Lions some more?
That's not what happened at all.
What happened?
I'm not going to get into it, but that's definitely not the reason he retired. That's not. So before he retired, that year he spoke to a few players, not a lot, a few receivers, and then probably a select few, a handful of people. I happen to be one of those people, and we talked about it, that he was thinking about it. And I said, just wait till the end of the season and see how everything pans out. And things happen. He retired. I get him on the show. If he wants to talk about it, I'll let him talk about it. But it has nothing to with him not wanting to play for the Lions.
Have you not heard his interviews? There was obviously some angst there. He obviously was not happy there. He obviously just wanted to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I know what you might have heard in the media, but
No, I'm talking about what he said.
I'm telling you what he said from the horse's mouth, personal, not TV, not screens, but one-on-one, us talking.
So when you guys are on TV, you guys lie, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to get that out there. It's true.
Yes.
All right.
We have to be. No, I'm not gonna say we lie, but when we're on the air, like sometimes we have to be politically correct.
You
All right?
slant the truth.
Yeah, so not that we're lying, we just might not say the whole truth. But speaking of,
Joique, let me ask you this, okay? Just do you think if Calvin Johnson had the option to play somewhere else in 2016, he would have kept playing? And I'm not picking. I'm asking an honest question.
I don't know.
Okay. Wait,
don't
hold
know.
on. You know what you should have done?
No.
You should have gazed into the magic water, right?
How about take a
find
sip
out
of
the
water?
answer.
No, you should have given Calvin a couple beers, then he really talk.
Yeah. So back to the luncheon.
All right.
And so another part of the conversation that I had was with Sheila Forhemp is that I told her that I committed her with what she was doing, and worst case scenario, say it doesn't work out. And she said, yes, if it doesn't work out, then we move on. But at least she said kind of what we talked about, but at least we said we did something different.
Absolutely.
All right, and we move on. She said, I'm not, like, my ego won't get in the way of me being wrong. Like, I can admit when I'm wrong, and we can move on and try something different. And she told me about the process she had with Brad Holmes, and they had to do some digging to find Brad Holmes. But when she was able to get a hold of him, brought him in for a meeting, that he blew their socks off, and there was no question that they wanted him for the job. And so that was just some of the stuff that we talked about when I was there, and we had some more conversation that we'll get into later on.
Yeah,
but,
I want to hear it.
yeah.
And you know the most important thing that we haven't even talked about yet. What was on the menu?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to save that when we come
We're
back.
gonna save that when we come back.
Terry's got to go to a meeting.
He gotta
Terry,
slide out.
Pleasure to see you.
I hope they had crab
We got to
cakes.
slide out. We got to slide out.
Okay.
Well,
Did they have crab cakes?
I'm a big
You'll see
fan
when
of
you come back.
Very underrated crab cake. Do you like crab cakes, Joique? Very underrated.
I haven't had
I
them in a while.
love crab
Very,
cakes.
I had some. You know
very
what?
underrated.
I tried to get some the vegan crab cakes when they use jackfruit. It was horrible. And it was horrible to me. Some people like them. It was horrible. So
It's not crab cakes.
I think a
it's
lot of
vegan.
Spartan fans are sitting there going, "No, you're talking about crab cakes. You're taking a shot at Michigan State right now, right?" I mean, that's the way people's brains work. Trust me, it's amazing how you can sometimes get there.
Michigan State fans are sick, man.
It's
It's a sickness.
not going to argue. I think both of them are. Like,
They
because
are.
the worlds have been turned upside down in the last 10 years, Terry. What I have found is like Michigan football fans don't know how to deal with something they've never had to deal with in their life. And now Michigan State basketball fans have had to deal a few times with something they never had to deal with in their life. So because of that, the world turned upside down stuff, people have lost their minds. There was just
Yeah,
no
until
other way
a
to say
year
that.
ago, Michigan fans still thought their football team was a top 10 program.
It's amazing to me. It is, and that's, to be honest with you, that's where the source of most people that attack me, it's like, this has nothing to do with Michigan State. This has everything to do with you. Like, what are you watching? Yeah, you haven't won a less than conference in 17 years. What are we talking about, right? It's people attack me now for saying that. It's not my fault. It's
That's
not
okay.
his
You're a
fault.
big man.
We didn't do it.
You can handle
Just don't text me my address, okay? Just don't slide my DMs with that stuff. That's a little creepy. Call me anything you want. Terry, always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Okay, and give me my Twitter account back.
Yeah, give Terry his Twitter account back, damn it. All right, Terry Foster, the one and only. He'll be back here on Monday with yours truly. Always keep an eye out for more content coming from Terry. We're going to use him as much as he possibly will allow us to use him. So we greatly appreciate him being here. We appreciate you being here. More of the show next. Joique and Sean, so glad you can join us, Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Hi, how are you? So glad you could join us on a beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning. You know what? I'm a little disappointed though. You guys are gonna. I love rain. I love it. I've been so excited because the last few days all they talked about was like 62 degrees and rain, and I was like, that's like perfect day for me. You know, because I'm a fall guy. Like, Joique, you know what? It reminds me of jumping in my car and shooting down the 96 to the 94 interchange and going to a Wayne State game in the morning. You know what I mean? Because your games were always at noon.
Always
and,
at
and,
noon.
and that, like, seriously, I get images of fall in my head, especially with weather like this. The rain isn't here, but I'll take 60-something degrees. My little girl and I went for a bike ride yesterday, and I'm very happy that my 16-year-old still wants to bike ride with me.
Don't you know that I'm excited that now Wayne State has they have the lights, and so now they can have the night games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the movie Friday Night Lights?
Oh, it was great.
And so that reminded me of my senior year, or just throughout my high school time there, playing under the lights. It was one of the best feelings. And when I got to college, I had to play all of my home games during the day. And I don't know, it's just something about playing under the lights that just makes
Absolutely.
it. I don't know what it is. It's just.
Yeah, Joique, you know, the question that I always asked people, and I always asked athletes this, especially when young guys came in, okay? And I'm sure that you were asked this question. Here's a kid from Wayne State that you paid your dues and then some to become a full-time player in the National Football League, right?
Yeah.
Your first Monday night game or Sunday night game, you got to be like a little kid. And it's funny when I ask this question to, you know, here's second-round draft choice DeAndre Swift, whoever it may be, the eyes light up.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know what I watching Monday Night Football my whole life, and why is it big? It just is. I can't wait to get out there on Monday night. It's great to see.
Yeah, I know. I remember when I what's up, Fish?
You can keep going. My hand's up, so you know. You want me to talk? All right, I'll talk.
Yeah,
The first breaking news is Miles Leonard, the guy that says the Jewish story, suspended 1 week and $50K from the NBA, and the Spartans are up 6-3. First 5 minutes of the game.
Thank you, Fish.
Thanks, Fish. Appreciate that, Fish. So I remember So we'll be in training camp, always around August. We report always right after my birthday. And so I remember it was hilarious. We had Dante Dunn. They got an opportunity to go play. I think he went to Buffalo. And so I remember always watching clips of him or hearing or reading clips of him. Dante Dunn got a pick today in practice. And that would get us so excited because one of our guys, one of our very own, made it. And so, we always say in it used to be called South Hall. It's now called Hutchinson Hall. And so when I end up going the next year to Buffalo, and our very first game was against the Redskins, and I scored my touchdown. It was like a 27-yard touchdown that my best friend was actually working the front desk, and she said she heard them screaming all the way upstairs, jumping on the floor.
That's awesome.
So it's just when you have guys that you play with and they have some type of success, whether it's me or a teammate, it's always love at Wayne State, and I love it.
There's more hype too. Like I always say, the loudest I heard a stadium was the pick six against the Cowboys in the playoffs. Right, the loudest Ford Field has been, and we had him on as a guest, at least in games that I was at. And I don't know if Terry Foster was there covering it. The Monday night game against the Bears, when Javed took off, it looked like he got shot out of a rocket, and the noise in that building at that moment, you're literally going like this. And again, I mean, it's like, I don't need no damn hearing aids. It was unbelievable how loud it was. Everything just seems to go like this. So I'm with you. There's something cool about having, and you guys never, for the benefit of people out there, Wayne State in recent years has gone to a couple 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock kickoffs. You guys never.
Never had that. Unless it was the away game. Unless it was the away game.
Noon every week. That's the way it was during your career.
Wake up 9 o'clock, go to that team breakfast. Wake up 8 o'clock, go to the team breakfast, and do the Warrior Walk, where we walk through campus and then we have all our fans kind of outside greeting us as we go into the stadium. Oh, great feeling, great times.
So what they serve yesterday?
Oh, so we get there and it smelled delicious. And Rob Sims was walking in with me, and a big boy when you see him, he said, before we get in there, smells like pulled pork in there. So we get in there, and it's pulled pork.
Yeah.
Pulled pork.
Smoker's nose.
A little brisket. They had some macaroni and cheese, the good kind. String beans, some yams. What else they have?
You bring any home?
I took one plate.
Should have brought some for me.
I got string beans and I got the yams, the sweet potatoes, and that's all I had. It was good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
What'd you take from it though?
It was, you know what, man? It was a great atmosphere. Everyone was happy to be here. Everyone was happy to be there. I didn't go with them to the museum. So when they left there, they went to the museum. They met with more of the Henry Ford family. Did a tour and just kind of learned some history on Henry Ford and what he's done for the community. So that's kind of what the day entailed. I left after the Ford Field luncheon, but I swapped out numbers with a lot of the guys. Me and Brad Holmes was able to swap information. I was able to swap information with Deuce.
What did you think of Brad?
Me and Brad probably spoke for about 2 minutes, and we kind of talked about my story when I was up there. When we went down the line when we were doing a panel. We kind of talked about what I said during my time of speaking on the panel, and we swapped information. And he texted me later and said it was a pleasure to meet me, and he was inspired by my story, and he wanted to keep in contact. And so one thing I liked about that when I talked with Miss Ford Hamp, that she said that if I have any suggestions for the team, like she's open ears, like she's open for any suggestions for making this organization a winning organization. So
I love everything I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm serious because in my lifetime, this is different than I've seen in my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And I think these guys get it. I think being the key and operative word.
When I mentioned to her, I like, how did it make you feel when your sisters and brothers voted you in to run the team? She said, well, she's like, I know you've been wanting to get into the NFL for quite some time. And she said that, yes, I did. And it just made sense for me to take over for the team for my mom. But I told them the only way that I'll be willing to take it over if I'm really to dive deep and stick my fingers in and do it the way that I want to do it. and they gave her the okay, and she took on the job, and she's so far for me, her efforts are not to be questioned.
The hard part's now, though. We can like what we're seeing. We can like what they're doing. They can get it across the board. But, Joique, let's be honest. The heavy lifting is now. And I'm going to say again, you weren't here yesterday. I want to get your take on this. Yeah. What they told me with what they did with Kenny Golladay is we absolutely positively admit that we have to tear this bleep down. And we're going to tear it down, and we're going to build it all up. And you are announcing to everybody, in my opinion, we're going to do it the right way. Yeah. It is going to be easy the next couple of years. And, Joique, I'm going to say it for the 98th time. I'm totally cool with that. I'm totally cool with that.
You weren't on Tuesday. You were furious. You were because you're all about value.
I am about value. But you know what? If you really want to blow it up, then blow it the hell up. I wish we would have had value. I wish. Really, perfect world. They would have gotten something better than a third-round draft choice for it. But now you have to remember, I'm also the guy that for the last couple months has been trying to tell people, and I think you agree with me. Drop your expectations for next year. You know, I get it. Hometown team. We always got to pull for the hometown team. Hurrah. All that stuff. I get it. I'm never going to change your mind. For the people out there that think this team might surprise or something, no, they won't. No, they won't. This is by design. They're going to stink. They're no other way to say it, man. They're going to stink. Maybe they surprised by winning 5 games or something.
Yeah.
And this is what infuriates people like me, though, Joique. And your teams really weren't a part of it, maybe other than 2012. For years, they've tried to actually win and have won 4 games or gone 5-11 and all that. Now, the impetus is let's get as much draft capital as we can. And in a couple of years, and Bischoff brought this up yesterday, you're not going to be able to sign all these first-rounders. Decisions are going to have to be made, or you can trade and accumulate and all that stuff. But just give me as much capital to build with. It's like lumber, right?
It is. So it's funny because as I was talking to Deuce, and when I met him, I said, listen, I'm happy for you. I know you came from. I loved having you as a coach. And even Dan Campbell said that Deuce would probably be a head coach sometime soon. We don't know how soon that might be. So I told him that this is a great opportunity to have you here. He said it is a great opportunity. He said we're gonna turn this thing around. And the way he said it, with so confident, and as if he's not leaving until this thing is turned around.
I love what Kevin said here because this is something I felt this way forever. Kevin said this isn't a reactive owner. This is basically a new owner with Sheila Ford Hemp. Listen, I think it's completely unfair to hang her for the sins and atrocities of her father. I do. It's not. I don't want to be judged by what my father did. I think my father's a good man, but I don't want to be judged for what he did. Judge me for me.
Exactly.
Don't judge my father for me. Judge me for me.
Yeah.
And I think we should all try to do that, as difficult as it is, because you know what? We see that logo. We see Ford, right? I think they got great cars. I got an F-150 out there. But Ford hasn't exactly meant success in football. So people hear Ford family, well, if it's Ford family, it's got to stink. Look at the Lions and everything. I don't think it's fair to judge Sheila.
No.
I don't. She'll give us enough over the next couple of years.
If you're honestly judging Sheila for him off of what the Lions have been in the past, and you guys aren't watching, you guys are blind to what she's doing.
Sure.
Now. You guys are blind. You guys just don't want to see it, right? And I see it as clear as day, and I love it. I love what she's doing. Regardless if we're successful from it or not, we're trying something totally different. And the people that she's bringing in they have exactly what you need. They have the confidence, all right? In order to be successful in this league, you have to have confidence in yourself first. Because if you don't have any confidence in yourself, nobody else will. One thing we talked about is with the fans here, right? The fans here, they can sniff out a coach or a player that's just here for the money. They can sniff it out, right? And those guys aren't here long, right? And so, Exhibit A, so you can see the real in people when they come here. You can see the real in the players that come here. You can see who's playing for the city. And as a compliment for a person who loves Detroit, the biggest compliment I can get when I'm out in public is when you play, we can tell you play for the city. You can't say that about everyone.
Pretty cool. Steve brought up same old Lions, and listen, same old Lions will never fail. Art, I'm sorry for going like if you drop same old Lions, you can never be wrong. The only way you can be wrong is if the Lions win a Super Bowl. That's the only way that people are officially going to put same old Lions to bed. Because I want you to think about this. Let's play a game of pretend, all right? 2 years from now, the Lions are everything we think them to be and more. They go 12-4. They win a division. They win the North. I know, I'm smoking crack. Not only that, wait, there's more. They win the first game in the playoff, okay? Yeah. So you win a division. You finally host a game at Ford Field. You win said game at Ford Field. You go to the NFC Championship. And let's say they get beat by 2 touchdowns against Tampa. Do you know what people would say?
What?
Same old Lions have this magical year, win the division, finally win a division, and then get beat by 2 touchdowns. Same old Lions. No, you're an ass. Like, at that point, you're just being an ass. So that's the way, like, same old Lions is never going to fail. Like, it's a great card to play. You can always, hold on a second. Oh, no, you keep talking amongst yourself and pull out the same old Lions card.
Bow.
So the only way it goes away is if the Lions win a Super Bowl. So to all the card-carrying members of the same old Lions, you're never going to be wrong unless the Lions win a Super Bowl. And you'll have people like me or maybe Terry Foster go, dude, they haven't, like, what are you talking about? They haven't won a division in, let me do the math, 7. They haven't won a division in 28 years. What are you talking about? Well, that's the point. They finally win a division, and then they fall flat on their face. Same old Lions. No, it isn't.
So real quick, you got Tom Sloan from YouTube. He says one name, John Dorsey. The thing is for real.
Yeah.
So we and then you have the new. So you have one funky Lions fan. The new regime has legit respect from around the league, and that's true.
Yeah. That's true. Absolutely.
And not just around the league, but just. Go ahead. What do you say?
Steve goes, turn that card around real quick, Sean. It looked pretty. Yeah. Would you guys like my bank account numbers? Here it is. No, we'll take a pass on that. Yeah. Yes, Fish.
You know who Patrick is from the show SpongeBob?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound like him when you did your
That's
impression.
what same old Lion fan sounds like.
Thanks, Fish.
All right, listen, we got to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Joique Bell, Sean Baligian with you, Woodward Sports.
You have Artemis Smith in the back.
You don't form the ball at work. Hey, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Sort that out.
Have I told you about Grow Green? The price for an ounce is over $300. Why not just start growing your own? With just one light, you can pull down up to 48 ounces every harvest. Hey, go down to Go Green. They have everything you need to succeed. Check out the Dank Deals page at gogreenmi.com. Hey, insane deals like a bags of Ocean Forest and Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Hey, mention Woodward Sports and get a free Go Green t-shirt. Go Green.
All right, now I got to ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
All right. No, you know where I'm going with this.
Yes. No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You know exactly.
Nah, I know I do.
No, you know exactly where
you going?
Where I'm going with that.
Where you going?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Joique Bell just did a read, right? Piece of cake, right?
Mm-mm.
Not a piece of cake?
Mm-mm.
No?
It's pretty tough.
No. You know what it is? Can I tell you what it is?
What is it?
It's like anything else. It's taking you out of your comfort zone.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's giving it to me right now. Hey, read this real quick.
Go.
It's art. It's art.
Come on, man.
You know, people not. You know, and that's people not doing their jobs. Like,
you
put the camera,
don't start with
put
me.
the camera on art.
The
Put
camera.
on
I'm
art.
putting the camera on me. I run the show.
Exactly.
No, I
should have
gave
been
you the
sent to me
read
last
because
night.
yesterday. No,
Not 2
you
hours
weren't
before
here
the show.
yesterday.
You were not here.
Email. You ever heard of email?
No,
Huh?
you don't
A
know how
text
to
message?
read off of a piece of
Huh?
paper. Give me a
You
break,
never heard of
Joy.
that?
Give me a break.
You have one job
Give
to
me
do.
a break. Give me a break. You read off of the paper. You sounded great. You did good. There. Are you happy now?
No, I'm not happy because I want to do everything perfect on this
Oh,
show.
hey, Sheila
And you're-
said-
and
Sheila
you're-
watched it.
and
She
what
said
you're
you did
doing,
great.
and what you're doing, Art,
Get
and not
outta
putting me in a
here.
position to win. You're like a bad head coach.
Listen, fourth
Hey,
down.
go out there and take this play.
No, fourth down. You got 3 yards to go. Sometimes you just gotta go, right, Joy? You did great.
Sometimes
No.
you just put 9 players on the field.
And that's what Art just did with me.
Shout out
And
to
you
Coach
did
Caldwell.
great. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Hey, mark that down, Fish.
Yeah, mark it down.
Joy,
I'm holding him accountable.
Joy, you nailed it.
Thank you.
No, you did.
You did great.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Art, shut up.
Oh, never. I
Thank you,
will
Sean.
never give you a compliment again. Stick, take my spot. I'm done.
No, listen.
Please.
No.
Are you going to the bathroom?
Oh, Grammy Whammy just said stop it, Joique. No, listen, Joique, listen.
Grandma, you pick a side now. You pick a side and you stick with that side. So if you're on Art team or your team Joique, which one are you on?
No,
you put that down here right now, Grandma.
I want to bring this
Pick
up
a
to you,
side.
and the reason why I want to bring this up to you, and just to let people know, okay? And I mean this like with respect. I hope you know this. Like, you want to be the best you can be, and I respect that. Like 100%.
Yeah.
You were kind of nervous about an hour ago. You were.
Yeah.
You kept reading it and everything. And what did I tell you? I looked at you and I said, "Dude, you got this."
Yeah.
Just you're, and you know what? You did it.
Yeah, appreciate
So props
it.
to you, man. Seriously.
Officially, I had some. Is it breaking news, Fish?
Well, if you don't like me, you're going to see my handout for the next 2 days. Michigan State 23-13 with 9:49 to go in the first
Like
half.
to hear that.
There we go.
Okay, good. Can I tell you what my biggest pet peeve is when I'm on the air?
What is that?
This is my biggest. This has been years of me saying this. My biggest pet peeve.
Art looking at you.
Especially like I've done a couple afternoon shows over the years.
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve is being on the air. And Fish, I hope you know this isn't directed at you. Being on the air when games are on. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. Like somebody said, "Hey, we could put the TV monitor on," and it's like, no. Don't do that, because I'm the type of person, you know me, I'm a nerdy fan.
And I'll
like
watch
if
the
we
game.
had, yeah, exactly. If we had the game on right now, if you were wondering why are Sean's eyes over there, because I'd be going like this watching the game, and Joique would say something to me, and it'd be kind of like that, huh? What? I'm
that?
sorry. So like it is the biggest pet peeve for me. And remember all those years the Tigers were in the playoffs? Yeah,
Hey,
those many years
hey,
ago.
Art, you back? Art, you back?
I can't tell you how many afternoon games there were where I was on the freaking air, and I hated it. It's like, how on earth am I supposed to do my show when the Tigers are on in the playoffs, man? I can't. No. Steve said, put it on right behind the camera. I will be 100% checked out. So, like, for me, I don't want the camera on. I'll listen to updates. Like, Fish, I appreciate you. Let me know what's going on. But there's a reason I'm also not looking down at my phone, because, like, once I start looking, then I have to look at the box score. Then I have to do, like, what you did earlier. Look at the turnovers. What's Michigan State shooting right now? All that stuff.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, I am in phone land for,
You
like,
are-
15 seconds.
You know, you fall into that rabbit hole.
100%.
You fall into the rabbit hole. You keep going and go. It's like scrolling down your IG timeline or scrolling down your Twitter. Twitter for you. You know, you're a Twitter guy. I'm
gonna
an
look right
IG
now.
guy.
Yeah, I'm going to see.
I have to get better at my Twitter. I have to get better at my Twitter.
Well, you know what? You guys have to cover for me, because I'm telling you right now, I'm never, and I mean never, ever, ever. I mean never, ever, ever,
Get on
ever,
IG?
ever.
Get on
Yeah, it's
Instagram?
not happening. It's not happening.
We're gonna create a page. For
You can create it all you want, and
We're gonna put it on your
put
phone.
fake things up there and
That won't be
slide
fake
into my
things.
DMs or whatever the term
Slide in the
is.
DMs.
Shout out to our friend Kennedy, by the way. Can you give Kennedy, for those of you that are of such persuasion, can you put a little prayer up for her and all that stuff? She's dealing with COVID-19, and she's having a tough battle. So
Got hit with all the symptoms.
if you could give some love up, if you're so inclined, we'd appreciate it.
We
So,
miss you,
Kennedy.
Kenny
We
B.
love you. We
miss
love you.
We miss you, Kennedy B.
But
Miss you, girl.
Steve said, put Sean's jiggle on there. Now you could do that.
Uh-huh.
You could put pictures of, like, the barbecue, but that's what Mike does. Mike's all over
I don't think they
Instagram, and
met
he
that-
puts all our barbecue
I don't think
pictures.
they met that jiggle.
All right, you could put any jiggle on there. Can I grill it?
Yeah.
Can I grill it? Okay. Then I'll put it on the damn thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can grill it.
Am I missing? Are you guys having fun with the old guy again?
Yes,
Am I missing something?
You're in a dark hole you can't get yourself out of.
Art, you're the only one that can. Am I missing something?
Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Just here so I don't get fined.
That was awesome. He just went beast mode on you. I like.
He was talking to me.
Even you have to give a little love for
He
that.
wasn't talking to me.
Oh no, it's for both of you. I'm just here.
I wasn't talking to you though. I never.
And I'm
mentioned
not
your
talking
name.
to you, so stop looking at me.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the screen. You keep putting it on your face. No one wants to see that face.
How dare you?
You showed your face, and we lost 10. We lost 10 listeners. We went back up 10. We put it back on me. Okay.
Let's hear more about the French fries that were served at the Lions meeting.
Yeah. You know,
I'm listening.
We
Go
had-
on.
they had
What kind of French fries did they have?
they didn't have fries. What they had was they had the brisket. There's your brisket you love. And that's what Rob had. He actually had the brisket. I said, how was it? He said, it's pretty good. And so Rob said, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He said, and I asked him,
He's a barbecue snob.
Yeah, so I said, are you a pulled pork guy or are you a brisket guy? He said, I'm a brisket guy. He said, but I know pulled pork when I smell it, you know. And so is Art laughing at my joke?
Do you know? No. Do you know? Can I tell you this? Sorry to get off track. Like when you finally nail brisket, because it's more difficult to do. When you finally nail brisket, like honestly, you feel like the king of the world.
So question: are you more of a texture guy when you cook your brisket, or are you more of a flavor guy? Do you inject?
You can get both. You can do both. Gosh, I can't believe you just brought. That's such a great question. You don't even know. Like I'm being serious. If you want to do it right, and everybody's got their own different thing. I'm a low and slow all the way. I don't want to tin it. I don't want to put any foil on it. I'm just saying, even if I have to turn it down to 190 degrees, I'm going to turn it down to 190 degrees. You have to get. You need the bark, 100%. If you want to call it brisket, you need the bark. And to me, a lot of pepper is involved with the bark. And then the insides, this is the most important thing. I'm not joking. When I'm done with that brisket, all right, you look at it, it looks wonderful. You look at Joique Bell. I'm coming up there to get some of that barbecue. Anytime, sir. Anytime.
What's up, Pops?
But Joique, I'm serious. This is the most important thing. You look at that and you're like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at that jiggle. And you know what you do? You wrap it up in a towel. You pretend like you didn't even see it.
And you put it in the cooler.
You put it in the cooler and you let it rest for a couple hours.
Okay.
Because all that goodness settles in there, and then it gets to the point that you were talking about. I have the perfect world of the bark and that flavor inside. I win. I win. At that point in time, for one of the rare times in my life, I can go like this. Because I won. I'm Larry freaking Bird winning the third
So
point.
do you sharpen your knives before you cut into it, or you just
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
slice it like butter?
It flies right through.
Meat butter?
Meat butter.
Meat butter.
That's our quote. It's
That's
funny
your
you
quote,
say
meat
that.
butter.
Yeah, you
I got that quote from you.
Oh, okay. Meat butter. That's really it. Just go right
I'm
down.
letting you know. So once I start going back to animal consumed products or protein, I'm giving you a call. Put some ribs on the grill. I don't know if I'm gonna do ribs, but I might do chicken. Do a little salmon on there.
Art, can I ask you something? Let's play a game of pretend. Like you just got off of meat. What do you know? What like for me? Do you know that I think the first I'd have a juicy burger.
I like
And I
turkey
know that
knuckles.
would probably surprise you because I'm a barbecue guy. But if I went like meat free for a while,
Yeah.
I think like the first thing I'd do is just grab a big fat burger and
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried turkey knuckles?
What are turkey knuckles?
Delicious.
I've had turkey gizzards before, the gizzard of the turkey.
Yeah.
But
no, I had chicken gizzards, but you had to try turkey knuckles.
What are they?
Like turkey knuckles. I don't know, but they're delicious.
They
There's
can't
like-
be knuckles. They're the turkey's
no,
knuckles.
No,
Okay.
no, but they're called turkey knuckles. Delicious. Gotta try it.
I'm going to look it up now.
Look it up.
Now, do you know one of the favorite things that I did, and this was trial and error, but I finally nailed how to do a Cajun turkey. And it was like, that's the favorite
deep
thing that
fry
I
it?
did. No, I smoked it. And it was now deep fried is better. I don't care what anybody says. Deep fried turkey's better. There, I got it out of the. But smoked, like this smoked Cajun, and I injected it with that Cajun butter. Joique, it was unbelievable. Like my entire family was like, "Dad, best turkey ever," and I was like, "Hi, Arthur."
Hi, permission to speak? Granted? All right, thank you. Thigh meat with a bit of bone from the knee joint. That's what a turkey knuckle is.
Thigh meat with a bit of
knee joint. Like the knee joint.
Yeah, I'm.
You're confused.
Fire. I'm telling you. The radio season.
Smoke show. Mount up. We got to do that. We got to do that.
Yeah.
So would you eat turkey knuckles then now, or?
No, I said when I do. I would do like chicken or turkey knuckles, something like that.
Sorry.
Yes, Art.
Do you have to gradually go into the process of from going vegan back to meat? I would think that you can't just go right in.
So
it'd probably shock your body.
Yeah, it'll
right?
shock your body. I haven't done. I mean, it's been a whole year and a half without any like animal protein, like at all. Wow. Right.
Dude.
And so if I were to get back into it, I would gradually get back into it, become like a pescatarian, and then start including like turkey and chicken back into it. And then every so often, I might do a steak. Every so often. I don't think I'll go back to pork, but I know you love pork.
Steak is just, that's my, I love steak. I can eat steak every day.
I know you
honestly,
could.
I could eat a steak every day. All right, can I confess something to you? We're gonna break, and then we're gonna move on to some other things.
Okay.
You know, fans in stadiums. Okay. When I was younger, and my buddy Mike, who's on the Smoke Show, he knows this. When I was younger, I went through that health kick. Not quite like you, but like I didn't put anything in my body. You know, lift guy, all that stuff. And do you know why I love bacon so much?
Why?
Because for 2 years I didn't eat bacon. And I feel like I betrayed bacon. And so for the rest of my days, I have to make up for those 2 years where I didn't put any swine in me. And I have to eat like triple the bacon to pay penance to bacon. Because I really, when I was a young lad, I betrayed bacon. I didn't know better, Joique. I was running and working out and eating right and all that. And like, do you think like I owe bacon for the rest of my days?
That's a meme right there. Hang on. No, Joy, go back to that face. Go back to that face. Pull the glasses down. There we go. Someone turn that into a meme, please.
I'm sorry, bacon. And that's why I eat bacon for the rest of my days. I eat more bacon than I should because I betrayed bacon. I did. And I'm sorry. I'm glad bacon forgave me.
So for 2 years?
Yeah, it was 2 years.
2 years. And then you, where are you now?
Bacon and I are best friends.
So, but how old were you when you did that? About 28, 29?
No, that was more like when I was 21 to 23.
Okay.
More like 21 to 23.
So you probably had enough bacon for those 2 year times another 10.
Oh, 50.
No,
Kidding me? Is the amount of bacon that I've eaten?
2 times. I was saying 20, but not 20
okay.
years.
All right,
so you probably have enough bacon for.
I've had enough bacon this past week that would fill your year, I'm guessing. I love bacon. Put bacon on my turkey sandwich.
Bacon would definitely
put bacon on my eggs.
Would put me on my back right now if I had any pork. You remember I had the dip, and I didn't have any meat.
That's
but,
right.
But it had
I
some.
remember that.
It had some sausage
chorizo.
In.
It had the chorizo in there. Yeah.
And I said, and it had me. I had to.
That's good.
Ate like 2 chips and said, I can't touch the dip.
Dave, if you're watching, I want to buy some of that chorizo dip. Okay, can you make me some? I'll pay you. I'm a paying customer.
No. You can't pay him. He'll feel cheap.
Yeah, he got. Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was
cheap.
And like you're a classy dude because you're like, dude, I didn't mean disrespect.
Yeah.
And
but I gotta pay. I'm gonna pay you for what you.
Yeah.
He won't let me pay for it.
Yeah.
You know, so he's similar to me because it's hard for me to accept things from people. Right. It's hard for me to do that. Right. It's hard. I just always been that way, and I got checked by my mom. She said, Joe, you have to let people bless you. You have to. All right. And I said, all right, Mom. All right. And so when he said, no, I'm giving it to you for free, it just took me back to my mom and said, let people bless you, Joy. I'm like, okay.
If that's the point, then what?
All right,
I'm in your life.
Raise your hand. All right, raise your hand.
I'm a blessing. There, I raised my hand. I'm a blessing.
People are leaving your life left and right, Art.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Sean, not all heroes wear capes. That's
Yeah.
true.
Not all
That's
heroes
true.
wear capes.
Not all heroes wear
Yeah,
capes.
they all don't.
All right, fans in stadiums. Some places are coming back very small around here. Other places are coming back a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger?
Chicago. Some places are saying, screw this COVID thing. Come one, come all. We'll get into that next right here on Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Well, hello there. The perfect bracket payoff is here. Woodward Sports and Hall Financial want to pay off your mortgage. Hall Financial will pay off your house up to $500,000 if you guess the perfect bracket. Starting Selection Sunday, you will have your chance to go to woodwardsports.com and fill out your perfect bracket. If you don't get a perfect bracket, we still have some awesome prizes. Awesome prizes like a PS5, a 65-inch TV, a Detroit-made Shinola watch, and we even have something for last place, a brand new toilet. So we got your back. Make sure you check it out here at Woodward Sports. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. In case you missed it, I'm going to be really intrigued to see how quickly the attendance numbers shoot up here in the Detroit area. I'm going to be really intrigued to see that. And more on that in a second. But first, let's head to the aquarium. Our own Fish. Fish, what do you have for us?
All right, so it's not going to be very quick.
What's that?
It's not going to be quick. I would say maybe not even by September. We probably won't even have full capacity.
I'm going to be intrigued to see how quickly it escalates, though. And the reason why I say that is because I think, being the key and operative word, when you see that there's 20% in Chicago, and then you see what we saw yesterday afternoon, the Texas Rangers are going to allow full capacity.
I'd be shocked if we're in Detroit in September and there's fans.
Talked about this early on the show, but I don't know if you want to kind of allude to it, to where you talked about now on the past show that now they might be coming after Gretchen.
Did you see the news yesterday?
Go ahead, speak on it.
The Macomb DA said that there should be an investigation into Governor Whitmer and how she's handled the pandemic in regards to the nursing homes. Winds blow east, my friend. That's why I said to you, that isn't an opinion. It's coming. The winds blow west. Excuse me. In this case, it started in New York with Cuomo.
So who stated this? What article?
Well, it was in the New York Post,
okay.
And the DA Lucido out of Macomb said that this is something that they're going to be looking into. How real is it? Will she face charges? I don't know, but you are blind if you didn't think that we were going to have conversations like this, that these conversations weren't coming up. And they're going to be a lot of conversations, regardless of your personal feelings, regardless of your political affiliation. And it's funny because a little over a year ago, I think many people were calling Governor Cuomo in particular America's governor, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't me. I didn't call him that.
It said Shelby Township? Was the first one?
Macomb, yeah.
Somebody just said Shelby on here, Woodward Sports. Is it Shelby? Township, quick to take a police report, laugh out loud. Okay.
Yeah, there were. So this is it was in the New York Post yesterday, and stories like that. These winds blow west, and you bet your behind if Governor Cuomo is being investigated, you don't think they're going to investigate Governor Whitmer?
Probably will.
You're my goodness gracious.
They got to follow protocol.
Absolutely.
It's protocol.
Absolutely. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to appeal, which is a very difficult thing to do today in today's society. I'm going to appeal to people's common sense. And this is what more people should have done a year ago, but we can't come to common ground, as we've talked about 100 times. So who does COVID affect most adversely, right? The elderly, people who are unhealthy, right? This is what the CD said. CDC said, so let's put COVID-infected people in nursing homes.
So my question is,
Yeah, that happened. Like, and I was mean for bringing it up. Like no. It's not, I'm not putting them in the homes. That happened. But I'm sure I'm Rush Limbaugh or some crap like that.
my question to you is, what other options did we have aside from that?
You know what? That's a great question.
Was it building these?
No,
these
that's a great question. Anything other than putting them with the most vulnerable.
Right. So we would have put them
That's not directed
at the place that you said you went there with your camera, right? And you were
Nobody was
recording,
there.
and no one was there.
Nobody was there.
And they said that was for what?
That was the field hospital that never opened. That was the field hospital, that was supposed to handle thousands and thousands and thousands of COVID patients, and it never opened.
So what happened? Okay. So those are, and I'm not saying that they should have put them in the nursing home. I'm saying that we had other options, but we didn't.
TCF Center, remember? What do they have, 27 people? I think that was the official number that they had down in Detroit. That's what they call it now, TCF Center? Cobo changed to TCF. Isn't that what it's called now?
I don't know.
Is that TCF? Thank you. Yeah. Do you remember they said, I think they served 27 people. Novi, literally a mile and a half north of my house, nobody. There was nobody there. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you my video. What you're saying in the NFL? Tape don't lie.
Yeah, eye in the sky don't lie.
Eye in the sky don't lie.
But you altered that tape though.
I did alter that tape.
You altered that tape though, Sean.
That's true.
What's up, Art?
Question for both of you.
Pick whoever first.
Question for Sean. Thank you. What do you say to the people that make statements that we're not ready to get to that level yet? You look at Texas Rangers, 40,000 capacity at Globe Life Field. What do you say to that? Like, how do you solve that to where?
It's a great question. And like honestly, I try my best not to make this political. Like really and truly. Like, let me say this about Governor Whitmer, and I'm being sincere when I say this. All right. What were her actions draconian? Absolutely they were. Were they excessive? Absolutely they were. Felt that way then, feel that way now. Is it her fault when we're in the middle of a pandemic? Should we be pressing charges on people? No. I don't think that's right. Period. End of story. I don't think it's right. It's a pandemic.
Yeah.
This is something we've never...
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Don't use your anger for Governor Whitmer, which I had plenty of. Don't use your anger for Governor Whitmer as a catalyst to do something that isn't right.
My question to you is, and this is kind of off topic, that the Pentagon, they literally have a plan for a zombie apocalypse, but we don't have a plan for a pandemic.
You're right.
How does that make sense to me?
It is. Well, this is another. Every time we think we're so as advanced.
Did you know that, Art?
Every time we think we're so advanced as a society, maybe we should check ourselves and remind ourselves what happened the last year. We have so much room to get better and grow as a society. And I think, you know what, to me, and this is why I like this job, we need to be able to have logical, rational conversation. And as a society, we are incapable of doing that right now. And it saddens me. We like, it's okay to look at something and say, that's wrong. It's okay to look at something and say, that's right. Even though it doesn't agree with your personal affiliation. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And far too often today, I'm sorry, I hate to get on my soapbox, I've said this 100 times. We can't even get people to agree on the most simple things. I watch Art walk out of here. And Art and a bunch of his friends meet on this side of Woodward. And they charge a building across the street and smash all the windows and set a fire. 100 people out of 100 people should look at that and say, those people are rioting. We can't even get people to agree on that today. Like at the Capitol. That was depressing. Like, you were lawless. What do you want me to say? I don't care whose side you're on. You cannot go to places that you are not supposed to go. You cannot smash things. You cannot steal things. Bad. Like, we can't even get people to decide on that. It's nuts. I don't know what to tell you. And this is
And for the record, this is not a political show. We're just
No,
stating our
my
opinion.
goodness gracious. No,
We're not political here.
Again, that should be a political. That politics have nothing. If I watch you and your friends go across the street
Right.
and rob and loot and burn things, that's a riot. That's what that is. That's a
what it
riot.
is. That's what it is.
Yeah, period. And we're so bad, we can't even. It's weird. It makes me sad. And that's why, like, this goes back to, like, my libertarian views, which I know that you share in somewhat regard. I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't be afraid of. If you don't want to go to a game, if you don't feel safe going to a game, even with 1,000 fans there at Comerica Park,
Yeah.
by all means, don't go. Do what's best for you,
Right.
right? Everybody trying to tell everybody how they should live their life. I don't like to do that personally. What's good? Are you being lawful, Joique?
Yeah.
Enjoy life, man. I want you to enjoy life.
But
Seriously. Yeah, Art, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I just wanted to keep it on. The facial reactions that Joique makes, it's just, never mind.
It's golden.
Mind.
So, no, but,
It's golden.
but now the interesting thing is...
Now, I love hearing Sean take on this type of stuff because
Thank you.
I love hearing it. And
Thank
so
you.
I go into like a trance when I'm listening to Sean. I'm sitting here, I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm just seeing how he thinks. And so I enjoy it.
To me, Joique, like, this isn't like right or wrong stuff to me. This isn't. It's like we should all agree as human beings, right? We
Right.
should. I mean, simple things.
What's right is right, what's wrong is
Yeah,
wrong.
we can't even agree on simple things anymore. It's really weird.
You have someone battling you, though, in the YouTube comments.
I love it.
D says, during a pandemic or a crisis, it's better for the government to go too far to save us than not far enough. Just my opinion.
Hey,
As long as you're legal.
I tell everybody this. I'd rather a coach tell me, Joique, slow down on the field, slow down, this is a walkthrough, than, hey, you need to pick it up. You're not doing enough. I'd rather that happen. And what happened was they told her, like, you need to slow up, it's not lawful. And so she said, okay. And she did something else.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I would say to D. Would I rather err on the side of caution? Absolutely. You have to do it legally. She didn't. Again, Joique, here we go. Same conversation. That's not an opinion. That's not a wrong or right.
So what happened?
There's one
So when she got
answer
denied,
there.
what happened?
That's one answer there.
So I'm asking you. So when she got denied, what happened next?
She went to the health department.
What was it, about 3 weeks? Was it about 3 weeks?
No, it was quicker than that.
Yeah,
she went right to the health
around and went to the
department.
health department, and then she became legal. And then at that point in time, I can't. What do I say at that point in time?
Yeah.
Okay. But what do you say for the previous 6 months? Our governor acted illegally. Period. For 6 months. Non-negotiable. Not a debate. It was illegal. Again, you don't get mad at me. You can agree with everything she did. Let's for the sake of an argument.
You
for the
said
sake of an
it's
argument.
illegal. Okay.
For the sake of an argument, I agree with everything she did. I sure as hell didn't. But she acted illegally. Now, how do I know that? The Michigan Supreme Court said so. That wasn't Sean Baligian. That's not Joique Bell. It's not Art Smith. It's not Fish in the Aquarium. It's not Stick. It's not Joey. Do you know what it is? That's the Michigan Supreme Court. She circumvented government. I think that's a dangerous game. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're an independent. There are rules to follow.
Rules to follow.
Period. You can't make yourself the supreme leader. I don't want dictatorship from anybody. Including if it's Joique, if you ran for office, and I love your policies across the board, I love you, bro. I don't want you to be a dictator. I want you to respect the legislature. I want you to respect the Senate. I want you to respect things like that. That's not, again, that's common sense stuff, isn't it? But today, everybody likes to argue over things like that.
What
I'm
were we
not the
talking
Michigan
about?
Supreme Court.
What were we talking?
We were talking about
opening.
fans. Sorry, we were talking about fans. So, are you going to be afraid? Are you going to be afraid to go to a game? Seriously. Tigers are at home. 3 weeks from now? I'm not.
Is this still $750 for them as well?
I think it's $1,000 now, isn't it? It's $1,000.
It's $1,000.
And listen, I am not judging you. If you don't feel comfortable going to a game, don't go to a game.
Hey,
don't.
If it feels like this outside, like how it feels right now, I'll be at that game.
Me too.
I would be right there.
We'll get your thoughts next, right here on Woodward Sports.
I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan.
Hi. So glad you could join us. Lynn, I wanted to bring this up. Lynn said it was still illegal after the MHDDS as they report to the governor's office. It might be. It might be. I don't know. I know the other one was because the Supreme Court ruled on it. That was. Now, if the Supreme Court has a hearing on this and they say this was unconstitutional as well, then we'll add that. We'll add that. But yes, a lot of these people were going to be investigated for the way they did things. That's the reality.
No one's going to get arrested.
Joique, the CDC is now saying that if you got your shots, you got your vaccinations and everything, you're cool in small numbers. You don't need to mask up and social distance and all that stuff. To a lot of people, if that gives you hope and that what's the word I'm looking for? Lets there be peace.
Yeah.
Then go for it. I'm never going to tell anybody how they should feel. If this scares you to this day, don't. Sorry to hear that. Honestly, you do what's best for you, your family, all of that. Okay.
Right.
I think a lot of people would like that choice themselves, and they would like to be able to have the personal freedoms that allow them to do what they want, and thus such a big battle has come up. But it's the day before Easter. It's the Saturday before the Easter. The Tigers are at home with a 1:05 start. Joique, I call you up and I say, Joique, I got an extra ticket to the game. My son and I are driving down to the game. You want to go to the game? Would you have any problem going to the game?
I would.
Would you? I respect that. And then you know what I'd say?
No,
cool, dude.
No, I would because.
Oh, you would go.
No, I'm saying
you'd have an issue. Okay.
I would have an issue because you're not going to have any vegan food in the car. You're going to have all red meat.
I'd buy you something. I'd buy you something vegan at the stadium, though.
Like what? Some Italian ice?
I don't know what the vegan options are in Comerica Park.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're there, but
Water.
I've never looked
Eat
at
some
it.
popcorn.
Hi, Fish.
34-30 Maryland at the half.
Okay, Maryland up by 4 at half. I'm guessing they haven't. But would you feel uncomfortable going to the game?
No.
Art, what about you?
No, I would just, I personally going out, I would wear a mask. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're being told. So I would wear a mask and I would go live my life. I mean, here's the thing.
I've never had a problem with masks, by the way.
Me neither. We have someone that works for us that has COVID, and it sucks, and it's rough for her. But at the same time, it's such a touchy subject. But I feel like I want to go out and live my life and do my thing. I think that having the vaccine is obviously important, but even without it, you wear a mask, and I'm going to go continue to live my life. I'm sorry. Call me selfish. I've been called selfish. I've been called stubborn, egotistical, just because I want to go out and live my life.
You're very selfish.
Thank you.
If you're wearing a mask, what do people have a problem with? That's what I guess I'm trying to figure that out. Especially if you have a mask and you're vaccinated. What would somebody... I've never understood it.
I think it's control, man.
No,
I don't know.
I
That's
think you're
my
preaching
opinion.
to the choir there. But no, it's going to be interesting because at conversely, in Chicago, they're saying 20%. And you have to remember, Chicago was also one of those cities, much like Detroit, where people really... There was a complaint about control. In Illinois proper, but in particular... the city of Chicago, a lot of people felt that they went over the top on this. You know what they're going to say about Texas? They're going to say, well, everybody's crazy in Texas and everything. But, Joique, here's the one thing. Anthony said, Comerica is outside. I would feel safe going in, no question.
Right.
Here's the one thing that, and I remember I brought this up a couple months ago, and you know what? We never heard it, though, okay? And this is why I don't understand why people get mad. When everybody says that there's going to be this massive outbreak, down in Alabama after they win the national championship. And all these holier-than-thou people are annihilating these people for being out on the street and partying and going crazy, and then we don't have the spike. I have no choice at that point in time but to remind you we had that conversation and also tell you stop fear-mongering. And
Did
then
they have a spike in Tampa?
And then a few weeks later, remember down in Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
We
Did they have
talked
a spike
about
in Tampa? No, they didn't. Open up.
All right, so Big Ten tournament. We got to move on because it's just we're going to end up getting down this rabbit hole. Who do you think has a better chance of winning the Big Ten tournament?
All right. Is this the Bell?
And I understand that, but people in the comments are like, we got to move on. We got to keep it moving. So,
a lot of people would love for us to move on, and I'll leave it at that.
Keep it moving.
You love nothing more than to move on. We're bad humans for asking questions. Okay.
All right, you work the ones and twos.
Hi,
We'll
Art.
work
What
this.
question were you going to ask?
As far as, I mean, obviously it's a close game with Michigan State and Maryland right now, but Michigan or Michigan State, who makes it to the Big Ten? Like, you're confident in it because I see all of these tweets and comments. I know, but I see all of it's Izzo. He's going to come back. He's going to make it happen. What are your
He's going to
thoughts?
make it happen. I mean, you know what though? You remember that one time? Hold on. You remember the one year they made this was 2008 when they made the Final Four and no one predicted them to even make it that far.
Couple times.
Yeah.
Couple times.
You know, it's like
The one here in Detroit, the one that jumps out to me was 2005, when the Paul Davis group. That team, they just meandered through the whole season. And that's the infamous story. I'm not sure if you heard this. Evidently, before the tournament started, Izzo walked into a film session. Izzo walked into a film session and basically took a bunch of game tapes and took out a sledgehammer and smashed them all into a million pieces and said, forget about everything that happened before this point. It's now what happens from this point on. And to a man, everybody said that galvanized them, and they went on a crazy run that they had no business going on. They really, I mean, truly, that was... So I think because he's done it a few times, people just think that, oh, don't worry, we're going to flip the switch come tournament time. Well, if we talk about the few times he did it, which we have to, right? We have to also talk about the few times where they flamed out.
Right.
Including in our own backyard when they lost to a Syracuse team that they had no business losing to.
What year was this?
Was that 17? They all run together now. Yeah. 17 or 18.
Okay.
Yeah, remember they got Boeheim.
Yeah.
Boeheim got him with the zone again, and it's like, ho hum, we're going to go down that road again. So that's why I say to myself, I mean, it really is one of those things, Joique, where I sit back and I say, well, yeah, you have to. That's part of Tom Izzo's allure. And that's what makes Spartan fans appreciate Tom Izzo is because you can never count them out.
Yeah.
But you can't also take it for granted that it's just going to happen.
He's the king of the North right now.
Yeah. Could it happen? Of course it could.
Yeah.
Anything. Monkeys might fly in my butt. Hold on. Let me.
You know, you have
monkeys coming out at 110.
You know what it is though, because you have, you know, for my Game of Thrones people, you have the king of the North and Tom Izzo, and then you have Coach K down south. He's a Lannister. You know what they say, a Lannister always pays his debt. And so
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
And so you know, MSU, they are on a credit line if they do make it to the tournament, so they're gonna have to pay up. They're gonna have to pay up.
No, but to your point, Art, like if you're a Michigan State fan right now, do you know what you're living on right now? Hope.
But here's the question then. If Michigan State doesn't get it, if Michigan doesn't get it, who do you see as the tournament winner out of all of the teams?
Illinois?
Are you talking Big Ten proper?
Big Ten.
Illinois. Some people might say Iowa. I'm with you. I'll take Illinois.
Yeah.
I'll take Illinois. But like if I'm picking one right now, yeah, I'm taking Michigan. I think Michigan showed over the course of the season they were the best team. And I think I've said it for months. Michigan's got a chance to win it all. The tournament's different because how often have we seen it where the favorite doesn't win? It's when you're talking about single elimination, you have to win 6 straight games. Too many crazy things can happen, you know, on the road there. And one bracket might not be as difficult as another bracket. All of those things. It's, you know, you have to weigh all that stuff out, especially once, you know, the brackets come out next Sunday. But and there's nothing like if you're a Spartan fan, I think you know which side of the fence I sit on. I don't mean disrespect. If you have that belief right now, do you know what you're basing it on? You're basing it on Tom Izzo going Tom Izzo. That's what you're basing it on.
You're basing it off hope.
Yeah, it is. It's hopium.
Let's hope.
And that's.
I mean, you got to have great play out of your players. And right now, Fish, who's the leading scorer right now for MSU? Who's the leading scorer? And do they have 2 guys or 1 guy that's in double digits yet?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So.
Steve said, do they make it with a loss today? I'm going to say the same thing, Steve, in case you missed it earlier when Terry was here. Yeah. When I saw people say Michigan State in with a Sharpie, I disagreed. If they lose to Maryland today, okay, if I'm Maryland, I immediately say, whoa, timeout. Now, I know they got their cachet. They got their credit. We got a little credit ourselves, okay, over the years. We just beat them twice in 11 days, including one time in the tournament. Now, how on earth are you going to take a team that we just beat twice in the – now, I know maybe their body of work is better because they're top 5 wins and all that stuff. We just beat them twice. We have a better record than them. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? So I would have a big stink. So because of that, Steve, that's my long-winded way to answer your question by saying I don't think it's a given if they lose to Maryland. I really don't. I felt that way this morning, and I feel that way now.
Is it in Sharpie if they win this game?
Yes. If they win this game, yes.
It's funny. You didn't think they were going to make the tournament.
I didn't. Yeah. You know why? Can I tell you why I didn't think they were? Because I didn't think they'd beat Michigan. That's what it came down to. Michigan's a better team.
You play your rivals. It's a totally different game.
Throw the record out the window when you play your rivals. It's true.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin said that Paul Davis team absolutely out of nowhere. It was crazy. Joique, I know you were busy playing college football at the time, but that team was. I remember people. Gosh, I'm trying to remember who it was. I don't want to.
Remember when Wayne State would go and they will play Michigan in the preseason?
Oh yeah, all the time in basketball.
Right.
I remember somebody saying, and it was a prominent writer, and I think I know who it is, but I don't want to say it for sure, that Michigan State senior class will be remembered as the most underachieving Spartan class ever. And then they went on that miraculous run and went back to the Final Four again. And you were like, how on earth did they do that? But, I mean, really, those were the headlines going into the tournament. This Michigan State team is the most underachieving. This senior class did nothing. Because if you remember, you got to remember that was on the heels of going to the Final Four in 99, going back in 2000 and winning it all, and going back to the Final Four in 2001. Yeah. So then you have that group, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, and you're like, wow, these guys didn't do anything.
Speaking of championships, shout out to Wayne State and Coach Greer.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
What a great story. What a great story.
Great.
Goes to show you that media guys have no idea what they're talking about. You know they were picked near the bottom of the GLIAC, at the bottom of the GLIAC by most.
That's crazy. You know what? You know what's funny? I was texting with Coach Greer this morning.
He's great.
Great guy.
I love Coach Greer.
I remember when I played, he said, let me be your manager. I'll be your manager.
Did you know this? One day, my color commentator could not make the broadcast. And do you know who was the analyst for that particular football game?
Who, Lomas Brown?
Coach Greer. Lomas, open invite. Come on. Come down to Wayne State sometime. I'd love to have you. No, but Coach Greer did. He did. Wayne State's basketball coach.
Good.
Was the color commentator during the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He was awesome. Funny guy.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Funny guy.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, really is.
But you just got to be around him now.
I say that about people don't know that about you.
What?
You're a funny dude.
Sometimes.
Don't give me this sometime.
Sometimes.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes. Hey, put the camera on Art.
Art, you just...
Art, is that true? Am I funny sometimes?
You are funny sometimes, but you just don't give me credit for my humor. I'm funnier than you. I'm definitely funnier than you.
Art, I'm telling you, I'm sorry.
Sean, hold on. Let the crowd die down.
No, don't interrupt, Sean.
Let the crowd.
Yeah,
die
Sean,
down,
you have to
'cause
raise your
Art- 'cause-
hand.
No. Sean doesn't have to raise his hand on this show. But what you said was so funny. I wanted the crowd to get their laughs out before we continue. I want them to be able to hear Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
We were sitting at home last night, and my wife and daughter and I were watching a particular show that we enjoy, and like she pulled up the video of the conversation that you two had the other day about Art's charity. And like, I'm not joking. Do you know how cool it was? Like to see the two girls in my life literally burst into laughter. And it was funny because they laughed at what Art said, right?
What did Art say?
And so Art goes, "You have a Tesla, you float here." And just the look on you say it with such indignation and
No, it's
conviction.
anger.
Yeah, it was
It's anger.
and, right? And then like, so they're laughing, and just as the laughing starts to subside, then here comes Joique with life choices, and they burst into laughter again. So I look at both of them and I go, I deal with this every day. I don't think you both understand this. This is my life. My computer just went dead as I was talking too. I think the battery went low. So I'm done with the computer for today, and that's okay. But it was funny because they both just went like that, and I was like, this is my life. Art and Joique. And it's like I get to sit back and watch you guys go at each other. It's great.
You know, I will say,
raise your hand, Art.
I did raise my hand.
I swear to God,
I
Joique,
did
you
raise my hand. D just said Art is the youngest looking guy I've ever seen who has 7 kids. I like you, D. Thank you, buddy. I'm a good looking
All
dude.
right, you know what? But do you know what my wife said to me?
Art, how much did you make in Joique's absence? Steve said that on Facebook.
How much did I make? Oh, in the swear jar? Again, I don't get the swear jar.
He doesn't get it.
You know, and I don't ever want to hear
I'm
Joique
just gonna
complain.
take out a 50 here. It's probably back pay in there.
Wait, that's what a 50 bill looks like? Wow.
There's
Joique,
probably
no, you put that back
there's
right now.
probably back pay in there.
It's back pay.
What, a Tesla for gas?
Do you know what? That's the first thing my wife said to
My
me.
energy bill went up $50 a month.
She goes, "Does Art really have 7 kids?" I said, "Yes."
No, let me correct everybody. 5 kids and 2 step kids.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I said, and she goes, "How old is he? He can't be 30."
I'll be 32 April 11th.
See, that's what my wife said. Isn't that
Joique,
funny?
I expect that Shinola watch for my birthday. Thank you.
How's my printing press work?
How about a Chanel?
I should know.
Hey, how does my printing press work? Does that look like a legit 50?
It look like a legit.
Dude, I have been printing up some really good looking 50s.
I haven't seen one of those since before I had kids.
Listen, I got the best equipment downstairs. Hi, I'm Sean Baligian for Counterfeiting. All right, listen, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the capacity at games. NFL free agency. What does that mean for the Lions? Nothing. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. This is Woodward
Hey,
Sports.
it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
What up, dope?
What up, dope? And so really quick, I was trying to give Sean his money back, but he didn't want to get caught reaching for this $50
right.
On camera, even though he owes it in the square jar.
Everybody's gonna see my work on my my counterfeiting machine. Hey, if you feel good about your interest rate because it's in the 3s, get over it and call Hall Financial because rates are now in the 2s. Be smart and make the call because you could be saving money. Hall Financial is fast and they do all the heavy lifting for you. So just go to davidhallmortgage.com now to get started. D Hall's been taking care of people forever and a day. We appreciate you, D Hall. Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, more personal attention. I have to ask a player, Joique, about something that happened yesterday.
Right.
I hate to surprise you, but there's a reason that I'm going to ask you this question because this actually goes hand in hand with NFL free agency.
Okay.
Okay? I don't know if you know this, but NFL owners are making a lot of money.
They make a couple dollars.
They're making a lot of money.
They're making a couple dollars.
Even in a COVID year, the NFL is so powerful that they can have no fans in many stadiums and they can still turn a tidy profit just on TV money alone, right?
TV money, yeah.
Just on TV money alone. Okay, so I think you know where I'm going with this. Why did they drop the salary cap? Why did the salary cap go down $11 million?
No idea.
I have a problem with that. I do.
No idea.
I have a problem with that. And listen.
And it's not them. It's what we allowed them to do as a PA.
Agree.
As an NFL PA.
Agree, dude. Listen, and I have stuck up for owners a lot in the past because I think what the average person does is you turn the owner into
This
the
is what
boogeyman.
happened. Let me tell you what happened.
All right.
They dropped it down 11 million, right? And that was somewhat something to do with when we did have the salary cap. They weren't spending. Not every team was spending the entire salary cap. You had some team that were spending like 88% of the salary cap, and then whatever was left over goes back to the owners. And so what they did was they said, okay, well, we'll kind of meet you in the middle. We're going to drop the salary cap down here, but we're going to have to spend 100% of it. A lot of things goes on in those CBA negotiations that not everyone knows about, right? I mean, everything from the pension plan to the 401k to the annuity to the severance to everything for. I mean, it's so much you can't even get into all of it. The benefits of when you're done playing, how many years you have to play. The business side of this is where players don't really have to talk about, right? We don't talk about it often. I remember I would do towards the tail end of my career when I worked out for certain teams, and they have other players there. We'll sit down at a table having lunch, and we'll talk about our benefits. And these young guys wouldn't know what benefits we had as an NFL player. And that's when I started to say to myself, wow, Joique, you were ahead of the curve because you really wanted to know everything the NFLPA has done for not only you but for the players that's going to come after you.
Yeah.
And so it was for me it was sad to see that guys weren't taking advantage of all the benefits that the NFL did give to us. Now, granted, it should be a lot more. It should be a lot more. I don't feel we're getting our fair slice of the pie. I don't feel it, but it comes from negotiations. It's sitting down in those rooms and trying to figure out what's fair. Right? What's fair? And usually throughout my time in business, I find out that a lot of wealthy people they don't conform to what the people want. They react, and
Sure.
they make it seem as if you're getting something, but at the end of the deal, they're really the ones benefiting. And I give you a perfect example. When they did the pay cut for the rookie salary cap, they can't get paid more than a certain amount as a rookie. Because you remember, rookies was getting contracts like $70 million when I came out, and they dropped it down because they say the veterans want to get paid more. And so what they did was, we'll get them. We'll cut down that, and then we'll give the veterans more money. And so what happened was, they started to cut the veterans, and they started to cut veterans and go get younger players, go get younger players for that one veteran. And so it actually hurt the veterans more so than helping them. And so it's things like that to where you think you're getting something, but you're not getting anything.
It is. The NFL has done that forever. You are 100%. They have dangled things that aren't negotiating ploys, and they've used it as leverage. They've done it forever. And
good business.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised that, quite frankly, you guys have been put over the barrel so many times. The NFL Players Association has been owned way too many times. And Joique, for all the hard talk from a lot of guys over the years, it doesn't seem to be changed. 8% cut in the salary cap. And look, so I want you to think about this, okay? Let me put it to you this way. And you're already seeing the ramifications of this. A guy that we had on the show, Janoris Jenkins, they have no choice but to cut him, right? So you had teams that were already having trouble staying under 196 million. Is that what it was last year? 198.2. You had teams that were already having issues staying under 198.2. Well, guess what? News comes out yesterday and they go 182.5. Oh, by the way, guys, added bonus, You got to be in compliance by 4 o'clock next Wednesday. Well, what do you think's going to happen? Why do you think all these names are coming out there? Janoris Jenkins, Eric Fisher, Central Michigan's own. #1 draft pick.
And that information came out when?
Later.
That information dropped when?
Yesterday afternoon. Late yesterday afternoon.
And you think that's one of the reasons they didn't sign Kenny back?
1,000%. They were a team that was already in financial Hades, and it would have made very little sense, I guess would be the best way to put it. To even though, again, now consider the source. I'm the guy that says you have to get value, but you already have some salary cap issues yourself. More cuts are coming, but yeah, you already had some salary cap issues when the cap was 198. Now the cap is 182.5.
So
and Joique, this is the part that I don't understand. Now they negotiated. The NFL Players Association, NFL Players Association, according to the story that I read, had negotiated it would go no lower than 160. I guess my negotiating tactic would be, what are we talking about here? Aren't you the same group of guys that said we can play and we're going to make everything safe and we're not going to lose that much money because we have these billion dollar television contracts? So at the end of the day, this hurts our rank and file. This hurts our teams. What are we doing here? I'd have an issue with it. I'd have an issue with it.
So the way that it's supposed to be, that the money that's brought in, I mean, the concept is it's 50-50 with the owners and the players. It's 50-50. Has it been 50-50? I don't think so.
I don't know what the exact number is. I think it's a lot closer than the NHL was. That was where the NHL screwed up in the past.
No, but I think it's 50-50. I could be wrong. I have to go back. But it's somewhere around there, around 50-50. If not, the owners are getting, I mean, it might be a little bit higher, but it hasn't been anywhere close to that. And the things, and there's lawsuits out with the NFL is getting sued because they treat African-American players different from what they treat white players when it comes to getting benefits when they're done playing. And so right now they're going through that lawsuit. So there's a lot of things that's happening in the NFL that's behind closed doors that you will never hear about unless you do some digging.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? And it's funny. We brought this up. You weren't here the other day. There have been times, and I've had conversations with you, where I thought players were wrong, where owners were in the right.
Like what? Like what?
I'll give you an example. The average human being sits back and is always going to side on the side of the players. I get that. Rich, greedy, old men, all that, okay. The NHL really screwed up many years back by saying, what's the one thing you always hear?
The NHL or NFL?
NHL. You always hear, what do you always hear players say? Open your books. Open your books, right? You're never going to get a look at all the NFL owners' books. You're just not. I think everybody knows that. When the NHLPA did that to the NHL, do you know what the owners all said in unison? Okay, here you go. Done. It was over. You lost everything at that point in time. Not only did you lose everything and you were going to lose that deal, but the head of the NHL Players Association lost his job. If you're going to play that card, you best be sure that the owners aren't going to go, okay, here you go. What do you need to look at, right? So I think with something like that, you talked about profit sharing. Do you know what the issue was with the NHL players? The NHL players? The NHL players had a 58-42 advantage in profit sharing. That means 58% went to the players. 42% went to the owners. Do you know what they had an issue with?
What?
The owners saying, can we bring it down to 53? 53 for the players and 47 for the owners. Now tie that to football. You guys would be crying tears of joy. 53-47? And that's why I say it's not a every time the owners are wrong type of situation. I've said that, and trust me, I know guys out there that are hockey players. D-Mac and I have had this conversation. There have been times where the NHL was like, you guys, no, you messed up, man.
Messed up, man.
So I want you to think about that. Like the NFL, dude.
No.
53-47 in favor of the players. You guys might elect D. Smith.
I might come back
for 50 years. You might be right.
Back.
That's what I'm talking
I might
about.
come back for 1 year.
Let's go to the aquarium, by the way. You want to head to the aquarium? There he is.
Oh, what's up, Fish? What you got for us, Fish?
Last update before we go: Michigan State has not scored in the second half. It is 40-30 Maryland.
40-30?
Yeah, haven't scored in 5 minutes
How many
and 3
minutes?
seconds. They have 14:56 left, and Michigan State has not scored in the second half yet.
On the bubble. Absolutely.
Who's going to step up? Who's going to step up?
They're on the bubble, no doubt about it. So we'll see.
We'll see
All right,
what
I think I have to get one more in. Can I do it now before we go? All right, start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. All right, Friday coming up tomorrow. Oh, he did do that?
You know
one?
what's going to happen now.
What's going to happen now?
Because you stole Joique's read. Now I'm going to hear about it after the show. So, Sean.
I did that read already.
I know. You're not on a good list right now, Sean. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, it's what I got to deal with after now.
I'm sorry.
Just give me the 50 and we'll call it good.
Listen. He doesn't do anything anyway.
No, nothing.
Watch
Fish,
this.
thank you. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Sean, watch this. This is what Art does.
All
All
right.
right, put the camera on you real quick. All right, bring it back to me. Good job, Art. That's what he does all day. That's it.
Please
All right, guys.
switch me. Please switch me.
Guys, thanks for tapping in with
So
the
done.
Baligian the Bell show. You have Sean Baligian, Joique Bell. Thanks for tapping in with Woodward Sports. Gang, gang.